Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube classes. I am your Somashekhar C from Kumadvathi PU College Shikaripura. In this session, I am going to present you how to take a maximum marks in speech writing. It will be in the question number 32 in your annual examination. Dear students, in this session, you will get the complete detailed solution for speech writing. Look at here, this will be carried for 5 marks. You need to write either the speech writing or the report writing. You have a choice. You need to choose the best one and which is very confident to you. Okay, let's get into the concept. Imagine that you are the president of your college union. You must deliver a speech on Gandhiji on Gandhi Jayanti day. Prepare a speech of about 100 words based on the points given below. Here in the question paper, they have already mentioned some points about the Gandhiji. Look at here. Gandhiji, greatest Indian of 20th century, leadership of freedom movement, weapons, truth and non-violence, led simple life, fought for social and economic equality, relevance of Gandhism, society, opposite of peace, assassinated father of the nation. So these are the key points which is already mentioned in your question paper. By using all these key points, you need to prepare a speech for your unity. Look at here. What are the things you need to follow? When you are writing the speech in the question paper, you need to know some basic concept and the weightage of the marks. What are the things you need to follow up? Look at the marks weightage. When you are preparing for speech, you need to follow this marks weightage. 1 mark for greeting. Look at here. And 2 marks for correct language usage. And 1 mark for cohesion and 1 mark for leave taking. So this is the marks weightage for your speech writing. Then get into the answer. How to prepare a speech about Gandhiji by using the same words which is already prescribed in the question paper. Look at here. A very good morning to respected principal, beloved lecturers and my dear friends. This is called greeting and that 2 lines carries 1 mark. You don't leave that greeting in your speech. If you leave it, definitely you will going to lose 1 mark. So greet everyone when you are preparing for speech. Okay. A very good morning to respected principal, beloved lecturers and my dear friends. Full stop. That is carries 1 mark and take from the next line. It is an honor for me to stand before you on this special day when we remember father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhiji, remains as significant for us today. As he was 60 years ago, in fact at the present he has become all the more important with the world around reeling in violence. It is there for not a surprise that he has been declared the greatest Indian of the 20th century. Gandhiji's contribution to the freedom movement of India is invaluable. We couldn't make a value for him and his contribution to the freedom movement. He took the leadership when the movement was at critical juncture. Especially he took the leadership in the year of 1920. 1920 to 1947 called as a Gandhian era in our Indian freedom movement, especially in our Indian history. Made a lot of movement. If you want to mention it, you can mention it. Like how he conducted the non-violence movement and how he started the Dandi March. For what is the reason? In 1 or 2 sentences, if you wish, or not necessary. Today, when each country is competing with the others to produce more and more sophisticated weapons, it would do well for us to remember Gandhiji's thought. Today, the modern world is focusing on the war, third war, especially Third World War, inventing a lot of nuclear bombs. But what is the Gandhiji thought? He gave up one of the greatest message to the world, that is non-violence. Mention all these things in your speech when you are highlighting about the Gandhiji, especially on the Gandhi Day Jayanti itself, October 2. His weapons were truth and non-violence. Look at here. It is the major weapon of Gandhiji. When he was in the South Africa, he invented these things. His methods were peaceable and he strove for Hindu-Muslim unity and casteless society. This here, casteless society, if you want to mention, he called Dalit for Harijana. In a new term, he gave a new term to the Dalit, Harijana, like that. You may mention all these slight information in your speech. This apostle of peace met a violent end when he was assassinated only a year after Indian independence. So he passed away. Nathuram Godse was killed, Gandhiji, in the year of 1948, January 30. So January 30 is celebrating as a martyr day. It is our responsibility now to carry forward his message of peace with renewed effort and goodwill. Adopt his policies in your life for success. So here, in the question paper, they have mentioned some keywords. Based on that keywords, I have prepared the speech here. Now I didn't exceed the words here, and I didn't even decrease the points also. By using the points, I have made this arrangement here. Look at here, my dear students, what you need to focus on. Focus on the greeting, then the language ability and the cohesion. These are the very important things. The cohesion should be according to the key points of the question paper. Then at the end, look at here. This is called leave taking. Gratitude. You need to say some thanks to your lecturers or maybe who gave opportunity to you. So this carries 1 mark here. And the entire speech, apart from the greeting and the leave taking, this entire body carries for 3 marks. There the evaluator look for the language ability and the cohesion, the order, how you are going to present the Gandhi and his events in a way, and it will be in a sequence. Okay. At the end, take one more fresh paragraph, write like this. I thank the principal and my beloved lecturers who had given me a chance to make a speech on Mahatma Gandhiji. Thank you, one and all. So this carries 1 mark. Speech writing is very easy. If you greet good morning to everyone, carries 1 mark, and if you say thank you one and all to everyone, you will carry 2 marks. You will get 2 marks. But if you are going to maintaining the language ability and the cohesion in the body of the letter like this, definitely you will get maximum marks. This is one example. Look at the another one example, how it will be in your question paper. Instead of that, they may ask you to introduce the guest to the audience. Either it may be in the annual day function or maybe in the any other functions. How to prepare for that? Look at here. This is a question and it will be in the question number 32 slot. You have invited the Tahsildar of your taluk as the chief guest for your college annual day program. As the secretary of the student union, you have to introduce the guest at the function. Write a speech in 100 words using the details given below. So this is the question. It will be in your question paper. Look at the details. And these details are also mentioned in the question paper. Name Sanjeevan, birthplace Shikaripura, education qualification MA in English from Mysore University, KS 2011 batch. And they also mentioned about his profile, his achievement, how he struggled in his life. Began his career as a lecturer, passed KS exam, posted as Tahsildar in Gulbarga, got the budget sanctioned for city drinking water project, worked for wage rentation for plantation workers. Now he works as Tahsildar of your Taluk Shikaripura or your town. So this is the question. These information already prescribed in your question paper. Instead of that example, they might ask you this kind of examples. This is just more example I am looking forward here. So, how to prepare a speech to introduce the chief guest? What are the things you need to follow? Remember the marks weightage. Greeting for 1 mark, language ability 2 marks, and 1 mark for cohesion and 1 mark for leave taking. That is compulsory in speech writing. But when you are introducing the chief guest, you need to focus on some adjectives, to focus on some particular vocabulary, because you need to praise the chief guest in your function, because he is the achieved person in the society, and how to do all those things. Look at here. Good morning to respected principal, dignitaries on the dais, my beloved lecturers and my dear friends. So, greeting carries 1 mark. That is compulsory. You need to say that line. Then take the next paragraph. It gives me immense pleasure to make a speech about our distinguished guest. Our guest, Mr. Sanjeev N, was born in Shikaripura. Even when he was young, he was interested in cultural activities like debate, creative writing and others. Look at it, giving this is called cohesion. So orderly way of prescribing his achievement here. It was his childhood desire and dream to become the officers. He did his graduation at Government PU College Shikaripura and passed it with distinction. His optional subjects were English, economics and history. He did his MA in English from Mysore University. Later he qualified KS exam in 2011 batch. So far here I have mentioned what is given in the question paper. I didn't add anything extra. Okay, just about his educational and brief background of his childhood days I have mentioned here. Look at here. He was appointed as Tahsildar of Gulbarga. When he was passed the KS examination in 2011, then he appointed as a Tahsildar in Gulbarga. He got passed the bill for drinking water project to the city. Look, Gulbarga is one of the dry desert area. There, as a Tahsildar, he made some achievement. What he made there? He got passed the bill for drinking water project to the city. Okay, that is very an essential thing he done there. He found a permanent solution to the problem. He is humble, devoted and dedicated. Look at the words humble, devoted, dedicated. Key words. I am prizing to the chief word using the adjectives. Okay. So, you need to underline for this kind of adjectives in your speech writing when you are prizing someone else. Look, he is humble, devoted and dedicated. He has earned reputation as an eminent administrator. Look at here, eminent administrator. Underline for that, because we are prizing our chief guest, which is attending our annual day program. Got it? He was the chairman for the wage revision of the plantation workers. Now Mr. Sanjeev is working as Tahsildar of our town. I believe it is our privilege to have such a distinguished guest on our college day function. Okay, these are the information you have taken from the question paper, and as well as by using your own adjective prizal words you mentioned here. And at the end of that speech you need to mention like this: I thank the principal and my beloved lecturers who had given me a chance to make a speech on our esteemed chief guest. Thank you one and all. So this carries 1 mark. Do remember, if you leave this, they won't give out of out. And if you leave the greeting, they won't give you out of out. Greeting and leave taking is compulsory. You need to say and write in your speech writing. And concentrate on all this kind of a special vocabulary. Definitely you will get maximum mark. 4.5 or maybe even you will get 5 out of 5 if you follow the procedure neatly. And when you are writing a speech, look at the lines, how it is neatly aligned one by one, and how it is neatly, here it is not neatly ended because of that words. It carries to the next line here. When you are writing speech, concentrate on the format, neatly aligned from there and here itself. Definitely you will get out of out. Concentrate on the word limits also. You may exceed 10 to 20 words more, but don't too exceed. Okay, so this is your speech writing. Thank you very much for listening me up to here. If you have any kind of questions and doubts, comment me in the below the comment box. definitely I will answer to you. And if you didn't watch the video on the pie chart and bar graph, watch it. We have already uploaded in our YouTube classes, and even we have uploaded some reported speech, okay, job application letters, and so on. You go through with our YouTube. YouTube definitely will get all the related videos regarding the grammar. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.